When I first heard shark spray, the first thing I thought was like ooh ha ha, like
Oh, my
shark bait,
word.
you know,
Shark
like
bait, ooh, ha, ha.
yeah. So that was the first.
That was another option that was thrown out.
Hey everybody, Adam with Sanctify Studios. I'm here with Magdalene Rose of Gold, Frankincense, and Myrrh GFM, but you have been doing your own thing lately. How has that been going?
It has been a process, and it was definitely scary at first, and then there was, the time period of crying, and then the time period of like worrying about things, and the time period of like, oh yeah, it's great. Then you go back to the crying. So it's been a revolving cycle.
Sure, sure. You've been performing in front of crowds for how many years, or since you were what age?
Since I was like 17-ish, maybe a little bit before then. That was our first tour,
Okay.
16, 17. But before that, we were doing like local shows. So
Okay.
I've been performing since I was like 11, though.
Okay, yeah, so like a really long time. What has been different about performing with your family, basically going and then performing with the Rockfest family?
The weirdest thing is I'm not playing a bass anymore, and so I don't have that safety
bet.
belt.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I was like, I don't know what to do with my hands at first. But it's definitely a different feel to it on stage because there's more people on stage, and they're also dudes and not girls anymore. And I'm not related to them, and so
Right.
I have to like make sure. It was weird at first, like having to learn, like, oh, like, are they gonna be weird if I get close to them? Like, I don't want to
Right.
run into them, but it's been fun. All of us are very awkward, but also very sarcastic and weird. Like, our humor is very similar.
I saw some like bottles being thrown out at at Elijah the bassist and everything. So it seems like you guys are having fun at least.
Yeah, and I literally like side stage when Seventh Day plays. Anytime Ken makes eye contact with me, I'm always like doing like loser or like trying to feed him chips from like the side of the stage and stuff. So.
It's at least cool to see that even if it's not with your family, it's still with a family that you're going out with, and
Yeah.
I'm sure that's been fun. Speaking of new things, you came out with a new song called Shark Spray, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Shark Spray is in reference to what?
Batman, which we looked at the clip, and that's not even what he says in the clip. It's apparently shark repellent bat spray.
I looked it up a little bit before I did my reaction to the song, and I was like, it is not quite a clear reference, but we'll take it. It's fine.
Yeah, it's like the modern version.
Yeah. I when I first heard shark spray, the first thing I thought was like ooh ha ha, like
Oh, my
shark bait,
word. Shark bait, ooh, ha, ha.
yeah. So that was the first.
That was another option that was thrown out.
Yeah,
that was
definitely.
another one.
But definitely a different direction with style and different thing. When I was doing the reaction, I was thinking things like easy core, things like punk rock, pop punk, all that stuff. And then I heard your other song tonight that you're also really, and it was like not even in that direction at all. So I'm really curious, what are some of the things that you're wanting to accomplish with this new music, new direction, maybe the creative team around you, the music you've been kind of pulling from in these new songs that you're putting out?
Yeah, so the fun thing about having a new project is that there's no rules anymore.
Yeah.
And so we definitely wish Shark Spray was coming from like a GFM background. And it's like, okay, well, we have to make something that's similar, but also it's still you. And you were like a third of that band. And so like, what is Maggie and what is her style? And so that's why it's a little bit reminiscent of GFM with like a little bit of a heavier side to it.
Yeah.
And then definitely with a new one, I told the guys, I was like, I want a hardcore song. I want one that people are just gonna like be going crazy to. And I was
There was like tempo changes and felt like hip hop was taking over there for a second. So super cool. Where can we find all your social medias, all that stuff, so that people can get connected with you?
everything is official Magdalene Rose. Well, I was gonna say you can look at this. You can't really read it that well, but Magdalene Rose is my name, and then just official before that. Everything matches, and all like the Spotify, iTunes, stuff like that. It's all Magdalene Rose too.
Awesome. We're looking forward to all the new things you have coming up.